Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to my channel and possibly becoming a patron. It would help me out immensely. Now this is one of my first videos for Express LRS. I'm going to show you how to update your radio, your transmitter, and how to update your receiver. Now I'm going to be using the RadioMaster Zorro radio to do this, but you will have to pick the right options within the configurator for your radio. So let's switch over to the computer and let's do this process. I am going to leave all the links in the description below to help you out with here, but I've opened up the Express LRS configurator, which I downloaded. But let me show you where to download this. Right, we need to go to this link, which will be in the description below, and we have to download the configurator. And you'll need to pick the version that you need for your computer system. So my version is for Windows 8 and 10 and 11. You can see the name of the file here. So we need to go down to here, click it and download it, and then unzip the file. Now let's go back to the configurator. Okay, you can see here we need to check the release. So if we click the arrow, we can see the latest release is 2.5.1. Our target, now we have to pick our target, and in my case it's going to be RadioMaster, and it's the 2.4 gigahertz version. Then we're going to select our device, and you can see we've got the Zorro and the TX16S. I'm going to choose the Zorro version. Now we are going to use HTX pass-through to do this, and what this means is basically we plug our Zorro radio into our computer to do this. That's the option I'm choosing, and I think everything else I left default. They are the default settings. Now down here we can put up a binding phrase, and you can see I've got my binding phrase there. So when you update the firmware onto your receivers, it will automatically be bound with the correct phrase. Now what we need to do is to turn on the radio. So we're going to turn the Zorro on.
Welcome to HTX.
And you can see I've plugged my cable into the top. And we now need to plug it into our computer. And you will need to choose the serial VCP option there. I'm just going to focus that one. You can see it's the bottom one. So I'm going to scroll down. And you'll hear my computer detect it. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to go down to the build and flash, click that, and I will speed this process up. And there we go, you can see we finished. Now if we take a look at the screen, you can see we need to update the Lua script. Now what that means is we download it and then we need to place that onto our SD card. So let me show you where to put that. So I'm going to unplug my radio so I can change its mode. I'm going to plug back in again, and we're going to use storage on the radio. So I'm going to go and take a look at the SD card. You can see we've got USB drive E. So we need to go into our scripts and tools, and you'll see that there is an Express LRS V2 Lua there. Now all you need to do is download it and copy it into that directory. So you go to your USB drive of your radio and you copy that file into your scripts and then tools directory, and then you should be good to go. So let's have a look at the radio to see if it's actually updated. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to System. We're going to run the Lua script on our Zorro radio, and we are going to scroll down. I'm going to show you this, and now you'll be able to see your version. If you run the Lua script and scroll to the bottom, let me just do this, and hopefully you can see that we're on the right version, 2.5.1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our receiver in our model. So I'm going to use my Taycan for this, and I'm going to show you how to update it over Wi-Fi. Now let's take a look at updating our receiver. We're going to go back to our computer, and you can see we are still on the same page. We're going to click back, and we're back in our configurator, as you can see. Now we're still on 2.51. We still need to have the category for the RadioMaster, but we're going to change the device now to our receiver, which is there, the EP2400RX. This time we're going to do this over Wi-Fi. So we click that option there. Now make sure our binding phrase is set up there, and everything else, as I remember, I set this up as standard. Now let's build the firmware. This will take some time. Now you can see that it's opened up, it's built the firmware now, it's opened up the directory where the firmware is. So what I'm going to do is just move this. I'm going to cut it from there. So we just need the bin file there. And I'm going to go to my radios and to my Express LRS version, and I'm going to put it in there. Now you need to do this to know where the firmware is, because you're going to need to be able to access it a bit later. Now what we need to do is apply power to the receiver. So I'm going to plug in my drone now. Now we'll do this, and you have to leave the drone. Obviously the radio is not on, and you just leave it, and what will happen, the green LED on the receiver will start flashing fast, which means it's in Wi-Fi mode. So we just need to wait for that now. Okay, the green light is flashing now very fast. So what we need to do is go to our Wi-Fi on our computer, and we should see a Wi-Fi come up here. We're just waiting for that to come up. Let's disconnect here. There we go. There's the Express LRS one. So I had to disconnect from my home network. You can see this is the one we need to click. I'm going to do this, and you'll see we come up to a page on our browser. Now what we need to do, it's not difficult at all. We're going to choose the file. So I need to go to my radios and go to my Express LRS version. There it is, there's the file we downloaded, and say open. And we just now need to say update, and it will start updating the receiver. Okay, there we go. You can see update completed. Please wait for LED to resume blinking before disconnecting power. So we should be good to go now. Well, now you can test this by obviously just turning your radio on and see if it's bound. You'll see if you're getting your RSSI levels coming through to your radio, but you should be good to go. Well, I do hope you found this video useful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy flying. Bye for now.